guys, welcome back to BOOKMAS. Today I thought we could do a super chill video and just kind of get ready together. I'm doing my makeup to film another video and then I'm gonna instantly take it off and go to bed. This is the Caudalie Beauty Elixir spray and I absolutely love it. It is my favorite thing to put on my face. It smells so good. Anyways, today is a Tuesday, which means I have work at 11 p.m. tonight. So I need to go back to bed and take a 4-ish hour nap so that I'm able to survive work. Love it. This is my makeup bag. It is from Shein, but I absolutely love it. It has cutie little pink flowers. And let me tell you guys, I got all new makeup during the Sephora sale and I am obsessed. I tried to get mostly pink or gold products just because I love pink. And I did not disappoint. Look at these. So good. Normally I would do my Say bronzing drops, but I'm not going to today because I'm just going to take my makeup off in like 45 minutes. So we'll start with my NARS concealer. This one I've been using since high school. I absolutely love it. Not this specific one, but like the NARS concealer. I have a huge pimple right here and I don't really want to put makeup on it because I want it to heal, but I hate the way it looks. I got all new makeup brushes too during the Sephora sale. Just because I never really had any makeup brushes to begin with, I would always use a beauty blender for every step of my routine and it was kind of gross. So I definitely treated myself. I got all Rare Beauty brushes and I love them. This one I'm just gonna tap in. I thought we could kind of chat. So I have work tonight. For those who don't know, I work as a CNA, which is a nurse's assistant. I work at a skilled nursing facility, which I always told myself when I was in my CNA school that that is the one place I would never work. I always wanted to work in a hospital as a CNA, which I don't know how it is in other states, but in California, at least my area, that's very difficult to do. You need at least 6 months experience before you can work in a hospital, even as a CNA. Here I am at a skilled nursing facility. I was gonna work in a children's subacute, which I thought would be really fun. And I interviewed there and everything, and I really liked it. But that was before I met my boyfriend Grant, and he lives 40 minutes north of me and this place was 40 minutes south of me, so it just wouldn't make sense. I'd be doing too much driving. So now I work in the city. It's like a 10-minute drive from his place, which is super nice. At first, whenever anyone asked me how work was or how I was liking my job, I would always tell them like, it's not really a job anyone enjoys. It's kind of just a job everyone does, especially if you're trying to get into nursing. It's like a great place to start. But now I absolutely love my job, which I know is crazy to say. As a nursing assistant, the main things we do are helping people with their ADLs, which are like daily life things. Interruption. Next, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint Hydrating Foundation Stick. It says foundation, but it really doesn't look like a foundation. It doesn't apply like a foundation. And honestly, I feel like after I blend it in, I can barely even tell I put anything on. I just do it because I like to do my makeup. Anyways, back to what I was saying. The main things I do are... Honestly, it depends what floor I'm working because the facility I work in is 5 floors and the first floor is all management, and then we have 2 floors which are short-term and 2 which are long-term. So if I'm on the long-term floor, a lot of my day consists of doing like diaper changes. We're not allowed to call it diapers though, they're briefs. Bed changes, feeding patients. A lot of my patients on the long-term floors are total dependent, which means you kind of have to do everything for them, which is fine. So it's a lot of like feeding, dressing, brushing teeth, kind of like getting them ready for the day or for bed normally because I do night shift. And then if I'm on the short-term floor, I take blood sugar, which I think is really fun. I just learned how to do that. Some of my nurses taught me. A lot of the times I'll watch our wound care nurse do her like dressing changes, which I honestly think is kind of gross. I don't know if I could ever do wound care, but I like watching her and she teaches me as she does it, which is really nice of her to do that. If I don't use this Charlotte Tilbury foundation stick, I'll use the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. Sometimes I'll use the Rare Beauty eye brightener, but I honestly don't really want to today because again, I'm not even doing a whole lot of makeup just because I have to take it off. Next, we'll go in with bronzer. This is one of my favorites. It's the Charlotte Tilbury like cream bronzer. Absolutely love it. And I use the Rare Beauty bronzer brush, which I honestly think is better for powder bronzer, but I use it for both. So we're just gonna go with it. Honestly, I don't even know what else I do. Watched my nurse do a straight calf the other day, which looked like the most painful thing in the world. that was kind of cool. It's a lot of learning. I feel like starting out as a CNA, doing my CNA courses, I feel like I learned absolutely nothing, and everything I've learned so far as a CNA has been hands-on and at work. Like, I don't feel like I really learned how to be a CNA until I got to work. Now I actually really enjoy it. It is kind of like a lot of butt wiping, which everyone says, but honestly, what I did before this was a preschool teacher, which still is changing diapers and taking care of children, so it's very similar if I'm being honest, and I'm not really fazed by it because I don't know, it's life. It happens as we grow up. I don't think it's that big of a deal, and I feel so good going to work every day because I know that like my patients are eating because of me. Like, I'm there to feed them. My patients are getting changed and getting a clean bed because I'm there. Like, I feel like I'm really making a difference in these people's lives, and they even tell me that all the time, and it's so rewarding. And to me, it feels so much better than going to like a 9-to-5 office job where I sit at a desk, and sure, you're helping people, but like, I don't know, you're helping them with their finances, which is so different than helping them literally stay alive. So I feel so grateful for just everything in life right now. My health, my job, it makes me feel so happy. Next, we're gonna go in with this Rare Beauty blush. This is in the shade Bliss. Super like natural. Honestly, you'll see once I blend it in, you can barely see it, so I like to layer it. So for work, I mostly do the PM shift and the knock shift for my facility. I don't know how it is in other facilities. I know most of the time nursing facilities are 8-hour shifts, whereas like a hospital is a 12-hour shift. So we do 8s. So I either do the PM shift, which is 3 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., or the knock shift, which is 11 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. The good side of it is we get differential. It's not a whole lot, but it is enough to where it is nice, honestly, and it makes a difference a little bit. Also, obviously the patients are asleep, so during night shift there's not a whole lot to do other than like get ready for when they're awake. So I really enjoy that because it's a lot more low-key. I always knew that like I wanted to do either PM or knock, just because as like a new CNA, I thought day shift would be way too difficult because your patients are awake, you're getting them ready for therapy, for doctor's appointments, family visits, there's showers every single day, and you have to feed them 2 meals. There's breakfast and lunch, whereas we only have dinner, obviously. And when you have total dependent patients and you have to feed multiple patients a meal, it gets really overwhelming. Now we're gonna go in with some powder products. This is one of my absolute favorite things I've ever spent my money on. It's the Hourglass palette, which at first I just wanted it because it was pretty, and I was like, I don't know how often I'm really going to use these shades. I love them. They're so pretty. We have 2 blushes, a bronzer, a highlighter, and then 2 finishing powders, and I absolutely love this. I'm going to use the bronze shade. That is kind of my work life recap, I guess. Currently, I am not in class. I took the semester off because I didn't get into the class that I needed. I only need 1 class left for my prerequisites, and because I already have a degree, my registration date is the last one. So the classes always fill up before I can get into them, which is very frustrating because there's quite literally nothing I can do about it. But I am enrolled in class for the winter quarter, which starts in January. Which honestly, I'm not looking forward to going back to class. I have loved just working full-time and kind of keeping my peace a little bit, but it's fine. It is just 1 class left, and then I can start applying for nursing programs. I've talked about this a little bit before, but the nursing programs I'm looking into are to get your master's. You can get your master's without having your bachelor's in nursing. It can be in a different field, which is super cool, and they're accelerated programs, which is nice, but they're really difficult to get into because the cohorts are about 20 students and over 200 apply each year. There's also only 2 schools in my area that offer the program I want, and I don't want to go anywhere out of state. I want to stay extremely local because my whole family's here, my boyfriend's here, my life is here, so I don't want to uproot it again because I feel like I've done that way too many times for someone my age. So I don't know what the likelihood is that I'll get into a program on my first time applying, which is really scary. if I don't, I'm glad that I have a job I like and I can just keep doing that. I absolutely love my coworkers, which is another reason why I really like my job. I love the people I work with, and that really helps make it fun. Now I'm going to take some of the finishing powder here and just use it for my eyelids because they get super oily. So I work 4 days a week full time. For my job is considered 32 hours, which is so nice. And then I babysit 3 days a week for this super nice woman who I absolutely love, and she actually just had a baby like yesterday, I think. She's been pregnant and she went into labor, which is so exciting for her. The only thing is I don't think I can continue babysitting for her just because when school starts and I'm working full-time, I really don't have time for myself anymore, and I feel like because of that I have let my health fall behind a bit. I haven't had time to work out or take care of myself and do the things I want to do. So I don't know how much longer I'll be able to work for her, but I absolutely love her and I love her kid, and I'm gonna miss them so much I don't even want to think about it. So yeah, that's something else I do. I'm trying to think what else. I post YouTube videos occasionally. I have fun with it, even though I get like 200 views. It is still fun. I like being able to look back on them and kind of see how my life was at that time, because I do feel like I've come a long way since I started posting on YouTube last March, I think it was, or April. Honestly, I feel like I have blush blindness, but I want to use another blush. This is my Fenty blush that I also got in the Sephora sale, and I love this color. I've never been a dark blush color girl. I always do like bright pinks, so this is definitely out of my comfort zone and it's really fun. Oh, I went and saw Wicked last night. I saw it with Grant and my sister. I actually really liked it. I just didn't know going into it was going to be like a 2-part movie. Like I didn't know we were going to get left on a cliffhanger, which I don't know, maybe that was like a known fact. Oh my gosh, that looks insane. I did see Wicked the musical like when I was in middle school, so I didn't really remember a whole lot of it. So it was really fun to see the movie. Like I said, I went with Grant. We have been dating for almost 6 months now, and I love him with my whole heart. And I don't know why, but it makes me so uncomfortable to talk about like love with other people. For whatever reason, I am so excited for our future and what lies ahead of us. We're going on a cruise with my whole family in January, and I'm really excited. I love cruises. I've only been on one before, but it was so fun. I love just that like there's so much to do all right there. I like having a vacation or something to look forward to, just to like break up the months, I guess. I don't know, otherwise I just feel like my life is so repetitive. Like I go to work, come home, sleep during the day because I have to, and it's hard for it to feel normal sometimes, especially when I'm coming home from work, when Grant is leaving for work, and vice versa. It is really just kind of sad sometimes. I wish I had a normal schedule, but I love my job and I know that I'm working towards bigger things, and just kind of keeping that in mind has been really important, and having that mindset that it's okay, I'm gonna be okay, is really important. Otherwise I get sad. So now we're gonna go into some powder. This is the mini Charlotte Tilbury. I also have this one size powder, which I love. The powder itself is like pink. It looks really nice on the skin. In terms of books, I am currently reading like 3 books right now. I'm reading Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. I know, absolutely crazy. I haven't read a Colleen Hoover book in so freaking long, but I was looking at my bookshelf and I was like, wow, this book has been on my shelf for way too long. Let's get it read and get it off my shelf. And I got a hold on Libby so that I could read it on my Kindle. So I'm reading that. I think I'm like 50% through. I honestly don't even know. I haven't read it in like a couple days because I've put that on pause to film my holiday reading vlog. So the other 2 books I'm reading right now are holiday books. I was in a big book slump for a while. It's just really hard to find time to read with my schedule. So I've been doing a lot of audiobooks on my commutes, since I do commute to and from the city a lot. Summer Fridays to go on top. I did a lip liner too, by the way. I don't know what brand it is. Normally I would set my face using the one size setting spray, but again, I'm taking it off very soon. Oh my gosh, I always forget I have this palette. I have this little Charlotte Tilbury palette. It is a like blush highlighter duo, and I absolutely love it. I have so many blushes though that I don't get to use them all as much as I want. I will do more highlighter though. Now we're gonna brush out my eyebrows. I use the Refi brow gel. Absolutely love it. To be honest, I'm done with my makeup and I don't really know what else to talk about. We can talk about the holidays coming up. I have such a love-hate relationship with the holidays because growing up they would be so fun, and now that my parents are divorced, it is really just, I don't know how to describe it other than like my heart physically aches during the holidays now because they're not the same. They're not like they used to be. This year I'll be working on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and the day after Christmas, and it'll be my first Christmas in my 23 years of life not spending it with my family, which if I think about that for too long I will probably start crying, so I don't want to talk about that. That makes me so sad. My brother isn't coming home for Christmas this year because he's also working. He lives in Colorado with his girlfriend. She's going to Boulder to get her master's, and I miss him. Growing up, we didn't have the best relationship, but since we've grown up, we've gotten so much closer, and I love spending time with him. He will be here after the holidays, and he's gonna be here in like a week because we have my grandpa's burial. He passed away a couple days ago. It has honestly been such a rough holiday season. My grandpa, my patient, and my coworker all passed away on the same day, and that was really difficult to deal with because I feel like it really just kind of brings into perspective life and death, and literally anything, one small moment could take your life away. I don't want to get emotional. Why are we talking about this, guys? Literally stop. Anyways, the holidays make me just kind of sad because I miss like when my family was all together, but I also know that like no, it's for the better, you know. I'm trying to think of other things we can talk about, but I don't really know what to tell you guys other than I am so thankful for where I am in this time of life. Last year, last December, if you watch any of my videos, I don't know if you can tell, but last October, November, December, January, February, honestly, were some of the absolute worst months of my entire life, and I was going through it. So to be on like the complete other side this year feels so freeing, and I am so grateful that what happened to me because I wouldn't be here if it weren't for that. And I'm just so happy that I was able to kind of turn my life around because I was in a really tough spot and I saw my life going a completely different direction, and I'm really happy with the direction it's going in now, and I'm really happy it didn't go in that direction that I thought it would and that I thought I wanted it to. So this is your sign that literally, I have always thought this ever since I was young, everything happens for a reason, and you might not always know the reason at the time, but trust that things get better and life will turn around. I am just so grateful and so blessed to be where I am today. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for like my family supporting me and my friends. Mary Kate, you've been an absolute saint. I would call her and cry way too often. I just am so lucky to have the people in my life that I do. If you're someone that I know personally watching this, I absolutely love you, but get off my channel. This is embarrassing. Just kidding. I love you. I'm getting sappy, guys. I don't know what's happening. It's the holidays. That was my everyday makeup routine. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something about me. Anyways, love you guys. I'll see you in 2 days for the next vlogmas. I hope you guys are enjoying these. Love ya.